Let's begin with home news, where Accra Sports Stadium disaster occurred at the GHOne Stadium, Accra, Ghana on May 9, 2001. It took the lives of 126 people, making it the worst stadium disaster to ever happen or take place in Africa. 23 years down the lane, what have we learned from this disaster? The following report has more.
Ghana hasn't been spared from hooliganism, with numerous of cases recorded in our local league since the May 9th incident. Since 2019-2020, Ghana domestic football has recorded more than 6 violent cases in both the Women's League, Premier League, Division 1 and Division 2 leagues. In 2020-21 season, venues like the Sunyani Coronation Park, Omanafo Town Park, Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium and Indum Sports Stadium have been all banned due to hooliganism. The sad event, which took place during a league match between Accra Folk and Kumasi Asante Kotoko on Wednesday, May 9, 2021, has been recorded in history as Africa's worst football tragedy. Many of the fans managed to escape the tragedy, whilst a number of them sustained varied degrees of injuries in an attempt to flee from dangerous tear gas that were fired at them by the police. Mrs. Veronica Sowa, who lost her son during the May 9 disaster, bemoaned neglect by the state and pleaded with authority to come to her aid as she lost her only son during the disaster.
I was in Ghana.
When my son died, I was given 1,000 Ghana cedis, which I shared with his father. Since then, no one has remunerated me again in any form. I have no one to take care of me. He was my only child. I only got food and water.
The rains, the smell of tear gas, the pain, the struggle to get out of the stadium, the bodies are all part of the May 9 disaster sports stadium that lives with us even till today. Ghana has been spared.
Now, 23 years ago, on May 9, 2001, thousands of vibrant men and women converged at the Accra Sports Stadium to witness the nation's biggest local league fixture, Accra Folk versus Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Millions of football enthusiasts sat glued to their television sets, watching in horror as barely a few minutes after that absorbing contest ended, news of rising deaths from stampede at the stadium started filtering through. Official counts of 127 football fans were reported to have lost their lives in what came to be known as the May 9th disaster. Year in, year out, the football fraternity and its friends huddle together to honor the memory of the dearly departed and to share strength and the families they left behind and those who sustained injuries on that dark day in Ghana's football history. A statement by the Ghana Football Association president released states, "This commemorative event serves as a contest reminder that our continuing efforts to rid Ghana football of hooliganism and make our stadiums safe is the biggest tribute we can pay to those who unfortunately died and those who were scared by the events of May 9, 2021. Their sacrifice will be meaningless if we relent in this endeavor. May the souls of the dearly departed brothers and sisters continue to rest in perfect peace," the statement read. So, Bengazi, this comes from the Ghana Football Association, spearheaded by Kotoko, commiserating with the faithful departed and the families, of course, and also to share thoughts on hooliganism, which they are trying to get it out of the system. So, on your screens, if you're on television or on X, which is Twitter, this is what happened on May 9th at the GHOne Sports Stadium, which is the Accra Sports Stadium now. Your thoughts?
I mean, like I said in our intro, the memories keep on coming, and this is a clear picture of what happened, you know, at the Kotoko stand at the Accra Sports Stadium. When, look at this, I mean, the fans after the game, Kotoko lost the game 2-1 to Accra Folk. I recall Lawrence Ajay with the first goal for Kotoko. Ismanado scored 2 goals to ensure the House of Folk team will win by 2-1 over Kotoko. After the game came to an end, the fans, mostly from the Kotoko side, were not happy with the score line. Because they felt the second goal that was called by Hearts of Oak.
Yeah, wasn't.
The assistant linesman had his flag go up. When the ball entered the net, brought it down. And they were incensed with that action. And after the game, decided to rip off the seats at the stadium and throw them onto the pitch.
Everything up.
The police, upon seeing that, reacted by firing tear gas into the stands. Which then meant that if you have had the experience of tear gas entering your eyes or nose, you know what happens to you. It's a disaster. So they were in a rush, like you can see in the shots, now to try and
kind of save your life.
The stadium.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, back then on the Accra Sports Stadium, the exit gates were very few and very narrow.
Very narrow.
You have to descend the staircase to a very narrow exit or gate.
And this has become like a stampede where everybody's rushing.
Of the rush of the people trying to escape, if you fall down,
people
and don't forget, there's tear gas in your eyes.
God have mercy.
So they'll just walk on you, and then unfortunately for him, I told that even the gates were locked at that time. So they masked up, and I don't know how to use the right way to use.
But break it.
So the persons who fell down were stamped on. Lots of them. It was terrible. It was terrible, and that led to the number of lives we lost at the stadium. So I mean, sad. Lessons learned.
Lessons learned.
I don't think we have learned lessons.
We haven't.
As stakeholders,
we haven't.
We have not learned lessons.
Haven't.
And I love
was
the
it
story.
Last year it happened in the North RTU
I love
again.
as we saw in the earlier story done by Nanama Ajimai.
Yeah.
We have had incidents, several incidents in Ghana football, whether the top tier level Premier League or the lower tier level, which is the Division 1, 2, and even the other
Division 1,
divisions. We have had several incidents of supporters misbehaving at the stadium.
Right.
Some even go to the extent now of attacking referees on the field of play.
Yeah.
We have seen several instances of supporters jumping the inner perimeter, going to attack referees.
Players as well.
And players
on
as
the
well. Field. We have seen fans who still go to the stadium, rip off seats, throw them at officials and teammates, and throw bottled water and all of that.
Very uncalled for.
Absolutely.
Very uncalled for.
It is what led to the disaster in the first place. Fans misbehaving by doing that, then the police losing their cool, and then throwing
fire the tear gas
into the stands.
To control the situation.
Now the police after that have been careful in how they react to such incidents. So you hardly will have officials of the police service do anything untoward after this, but the fans, the supporters, who of course were the numbers, who were the mass that lost their lives, still continue to go to the stadium and misbehave.
It's the same thing.
And misbehave.
Why do, if a game doesn't go well, why do you go onto the pitch? And that's why there is an inner perimeter. Even at stadiums in Ghana here, where you don't have it like maybe the Accra Sports Stadium or the Kumasi Sports Stadium, you still have, I remember the Pando Hearts of Lion Stadium. You still have those inner perimeters, which is restricting you from entering the pitch. So why then?
You see, you are a human being. You do not even need any inner perimeter to restrict you.
To restrict you?
You must use your
That
gumption.
is not your area.
Yeah, that word. Oh,
your gumption.
My mama used to use that word. You must use your gumption.
Your gumption, exactly.
There's a reason why you have the brain and the mind in your head. You must apply some level of intelligence in everything you do.
Yeah.
You are there to support and watch your football team play. In football, there are three things. You will either win, you will draw, or you will lose.
Yeah.
If you lose and you feel a referee did something that is not good enough, there is an avenue where you seek redress.
Yeah.
Referees are, on a number of occasions, punished by the federations. Last night, Bayern Munich fans are complaining
about the
referee and is allowing their goal. Even players of Bayern Munich have said, officially, have said that it's not referees to even approach them and apologize to them for their mistake.
Yeah.
Have you heard any Bayern Munich fan misbehaving at the stadium yesterday? None of them did that.
I was going to use that as an
example. Because if indeed the referees got it wrong, you will have an avenue to get back at the referee and punish them.
Where you can make your statements.
Yes, and punish them if indeed they are wrong. So for football fans, you must learn. We must learn. I don't want to use the terrible word I will nearly use. We must learn. We must learn because the level of some of the things some of our supporters do at the stadium, sometimes in this day and age, leave some of us with some sour taste in our mouths. And we must get things right. We can't continue to, render our game this inhumane with some of our attitudes and our things we do at the stadium. We must learn. It's as simple as that.
In this century that we are, you still go to the stadium, attack players, still go to the stadium, attack referees. I mean, we should get over this. Anyway, may the souls of the faithful departed rest in peace. And also, Allah to all the families out there.